Greetings from beyond the screen. Ever since this year's latest rerun of The Plight of Male Vtubers, thanks to ChaCha,
if you are a guy, it's gonna be 3 times as hard to be a VTuber. Count it as a hobby, and I would suggest making content on Vtubers. Find some kind of niche content that you want to make and stream it. It does not have to be with a model. Find some kind of topic and talk about it. You do not.
there have been takes ranging from "I'm so tired of hearing male VTubers or streamers complain that they are disadvantaged in this space because they are male. Like they are just pity farming at this point and we should ignore them." From Blue Cheesy, your wholesome elf or catboy VTuber. I say doubtful on the wholesome part, but he could just be talking about his hole. 2. I see a lot of male VTubers trying to be someone they are not. Just be your authentic self. No need to go overboard with trying to have lots of sexual appeal. No need to change your voice. Stream stuff that you enjoy that'll make your content more enjoyable. From Marla, self-taught VA artist. I'm actually not sure if I pronounced that correctly, though I also don't care about fake made-up words. Though, my favorite tweet came from Cayenne, who went on to post, "Every year male VTubers go through the same inferiority complex phase about how it's hard being a male VTuber when you're all trying to be deep voice merchant cringe e-boys. No wonder you find it hard to stand out." He has quite the pee on him. Unfortunately, they shriveled to raisins as Kyan later deleted the tweet. However, I am curious. Is he truly different from all the other men in the VTuber space? A pearl among oysters, or another swine squealing for spoils? Let's marvel at his mentality.
My tongue? It's for anuses only. No, we're gonna inject heroin. Live on stream. Ban me. I'll piss in your mouth. Can you hear me slapping my boobie when I say this? Special with football. We invented the fucking sport! I like it when I talk about cock and balls. Oh.
Truly, this rank 1 ratfucker bears an uncanny resemblance to the lady doubt protests too much. Ultimately, men are disadvantaged in every space imaginable, as we live in a gynocentric society that elevates the weak and gullible over the strong and suspicious. A multitude of female VTubers see success from being propped up by their male viewers, who worship and war for any of the fairer sex, whether they be deserving or otherwise. These are the same men that once upon a time made Pokimane and Amaranth household names, and they did the same for Galgora, Saba, and Phalion. Now, if being a woman is not enough, then lewd or lollymaxing will bring success that no male VTuber can hope to find. Many have difficulty speaking live to these taboo words because it would mean questioning and scrutinizing the success of women in the content creator space, as many would need to acknowledge riding dick-shaped coattails. It is due to this reality that when we often look at who within the VTuber space is successful, more often than not it's women, and if it happens to be men, then it's men who collaborated with these women. Without these opportunities, successful male VTubers would find themselves in the same position as many other men in the space, that being obscurity, and hoping for the day that they get noticed and break 5 concurrent viewers. One would assume this all over after a week had passed, yet from the waters of woe came a whale named Bao, who blew. If you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience, and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run. Followed by,
"Just because I don't include every single nuance, exception, possibility, and variation doesn't mean we're not still having the same conversation."
The particular issue with her elaboration is that the original post would not lose any of its meaning if it were made more general, as I'll demonstrate. If you're a content creator and another content creator comes out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run. See. Bao is a woman of some years in the industry. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I mean she's old. And one hopes she gained a talent for tact. After being scammed by a manager she hired, featuring in the Stabbing Sisters with Cinder, and more, Bao should be able to handle anything with the utmost care. Anything less is absolutely deliberate, as the VTuber space suffers from morbid level moral posturing, which always has me asking.
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we?
Cammy, a certified wolfman, I wonder in what sense, demonstrates the social peacocking perfectly. For the people getting mad at this, how about you try and reflect and think that maybe you're part of the problem? Instead of getting angry, call others out on the bullshit that causes warnings like these to be made in the first place. The issue with this call to action for men is that they are unable to seek justice for women wronged by men, whether it be make-believe or fact. The former is true for most that decided to share their experiences, as none of it was ever truly egregious. For example, Silly Souls, Silly Souls, a yandere vampire fox, talk about a ball of confusion, spoke about how she became close with a male VTuber, so close that he knew her first name and address. What laid into this was the two being sexual with each other. Sunny's post fails to mention any act that would warrant her agreeing with Bao, because by her own admission, the sexual shit was consensual. And I do not understand, given the context of the conversation, why she would censor sexual. But I don't have time to get upset over people acting like idiots. However, she does what many women and fairies do, turn social interactions, pleasant or otherwise, into a crime to absolve themselves of accountability for being too taken with the trees to see the forest, or refusing to acknowledge how their actions, behavior, etc. invites these consequences. You cannot make lewd or NSFW content, then be surprised when men believe that to be a reflection of you. How you present yourself to others is how you'll be treated, as more often than not, female content creators in this space present themselves as attainable to men and boys in a generation where they are desperate for any kind of affirmation, affection, etc. Thus, it is not surprising that these women find themselves with a plethora of parasocial plebeians clinging onto them in hopes that they get noticed, that they'll be the man to be with their Oshi. Yet, all these women care about is money, and they have the audacity to say to male VTubers that they should not treat this like a numbers game, that they should do this for fun, while they aren't.